Welcome to the Deep Dive. So today we're getting into CATL's second-generation sodium-ion battery. You know, the salt battery they're talking about.
That's right.
And for you listening, this is really about understanding what this shift could mean for batteries overall, why it's actually, well, noteworthy. We're looking at a report analyzing all this, especially what it means for, say, the Korean battery market, our mission. Just boil it down, get the key insights on this tech and its potential impact.
Okay, so the first thing that jumps out really is the core idea. Using sodium, not lithium.
Right.
And sodium is, well, it's everywhere, much more abundant and critically cheaper to source. That points straight towards potential cost savings down the line.
Okay, cheaper is good.
Yeah.
But sodium, isn't it kind of reactive? How stable is this thing?
That's the interesting part. CATL seems quite confident in their process. They're claiming this battery is remarkably stable.
They showed those demos, didn't they? The ones where they were like cutting and drilling it.
Exactly. Cutting, drilling, even crushing the battery cell. And the reports say it didn't catch fire, didn't even shut down.
Wow. Okay, for anyone who's a bit nervous about EV battery safety, and let's be honest, that's a thing, that sounds huge. How big a deal is that stability?
It's potentially a very big deal. Safety is, it's a major hurdle, or at least a perception hurdle for EVs. This hits that concern head on.
Makes sense.
And beyond safety, CATL is also talking up improvements in energy density, getting closer to lithium-ion levels, maybe not top-tier performance yet, but better.
Better than older sodium-ion attempts.
Yeah, exactly, addressing those earlier limits.
Yeah.
And they claim a longer lifespan, too. Plus, interestingly, they hinted the structural design, how it's built, might offer lessons for lithium-ion batteries, too.
Huh. So it's not just this separate track. It could feed back into the main tech.
Potentially, yes. The innovations might cross over.
All right, so where do we expect to actually see these? The report suggests they're not just going to swap out lithium everywhere.
Correct. At least in their current form, these sodium-ion batteries tend to have lower power output compared to, say, the high-performance NCM lithium batteries.
So probably not for the really long-range, high-power electric cars immediately.
Less likely for those for now. Their sweet spot seems to be more in the budget-friendly EV segment, smaller city cars, electric scooters.
Okay.
And a really big one is energy storage systems, ESS, like home batteries, grid storage.
Because cost and safety are paramount there.
Precisely. Cost, safety, and they also perform pretty well in the cold, which is a bonus for stationary storage in some climates.
That fits. And CATL seems keen to get these out fast. What's the timeline look like?
Quite ambitious. They're apparently targeting heavy machinery for June 2025.
This year, June 2025.
Yes, 2025. And then actual electric vehicles, maybe those budget ones, by December 2025. So it's a rapid rollout plan.
That speed is definitely part of the story. Which brings us to the Korean angle the report highlights. It calls this a wake-up call for giants like LG, Samsung, SDI, SK On. Why? They're leading the high-end lithium market.
Well, it's that combination, isn't it? CATL is huge, they have massive scale, and now they're making quick progress on an alternative chemistry that promises lower cost and high safety. While Korean firms dominate high performance, this sodium-ion push targets the more cost-sensitive areas. It puts pressure on them not just to keep leading in lithium NCM, but also to diversify.
So they need to invest more in alternatives, like sodium, solid state. What else?
Sodium, definitely. Solid state is the big long-term hope for many. Lithium sulfur is another area. The point is they can't just focus on one premium chemistry anymore. They need options across the board to compete.
So the takeaway isn't really sodium replaces lithium.
No, not completely. It's more likely that sodium-ion finds its niche, maybe quite a large one, in those cost-sensitive markets, while lithium continues to power higher performance applications, at least for a while. It suggests a more diverse battery future.
A future where it's not just about range and power, but also cost, safety, how quickly you can innovate.
Absolutely. Those factors, cost, safety, speed, are becoming just as crucial as raw performance in this whole battery race. CATL's move really underlines that.
Okay, so wrapping this up, CATL's new salt battery shows real progress, better safety, density, lifespan for sodium ion. It's probably not replacing high-end lithium tomorrow, but it looks set to carve out space in budget EVs, scooters, and especially energy storage. And its rapid development is shaking up the global competition.
Which leads to a thought for you to consider. As we see this happening, this branching out into different battery types, focusing on different things, cost here, safety there, range somewhere else, how do you imagine this changing the landscape? Not just for cars, but for how we store and use energy overall in the next few years. It's getting much more complex, much more quickly than maybe we thought. Definitely something to chew on.